If we look at setup here, so this is on the left hand, or the right hand side is the movement we're going to do. The left hand one was kind of your before swings, okay? So as in terms of top of the backswing position, really, I mean, just look at that there, great position. I mean, you've definitely shifted to that left side, okay, on here. We've now just got to start bumping a little bit more this way with torso, hips, basically everything a fraction earlier, okay? So as you start coming down now, you'll start trying to go this way. Can't quite get there quick enough. So as you come back to impact now, your hands, as you just get into hit the golf ball, no, change one. As you just come into impact there, there's your hands out, bending the elbow as you come through, tucked it with your arms there, haven't quite gone through, and then you get through to a nice finished position, but it's a little bit late. So the sequencing is, or the movements are there. You've got shift to your right, you've got shift to your left, and you've got finish on your left foot, but it's a little bit kind of one, stop, then move, and then finish, yeah? A little bit kind of disjointed, not quite getting the flow. So the movements you want to try and practice, okay? This movement here now is kind of how your hips and shift of weight are going to happen, okay? So you're just basically moving side to side there, as you can see. And then that's the movement now with the torso, yeah? So your hips, if you put that line we've done before, there you go. So the hips moving towards the light yellow line, and your torso is kind of going with it. Then as you start putting a bit more movement there, see that looks a bit more kind of, almost like your head's having to tip forward to get it there. So you're kind of leaning forward this way. If you look at where you are that way, you're a lot straighter with your spine, yeah? So that movement on the way turning back, I would say you're kind of straight up and your body's rotating there. And then look where your head goes on that one there. So we're like, it looks like you're almost trying to, I got to get around that left hip more, which I think is probably a sign of maybe that, say that rotation to that left hip's a little on the weaker side. So, well, yeah, I mean, I would say, yeah, I would say in some ways there, if we just sort of take your arms away and just turn your torso around so that your shoulders are kind of there, we'd expect the shoulders to be kind of there, but your head's still in the sort of similar. You're not going to be sort of like leaning forward quite so. That's almost you trying to turn a lot more. So as you rotate, can you rotate a bit more freely this way rather than going that way? Because if that head movement is definitely going to cause you to sort of come over the top and smother it left, and then you'll just pull the club to try and stop it going low left. So that, again, the body movement's going to encourage that left arm move. So that's kind of the shift there. That's not too bad. That was better, to be fair.
Yeah, I can see it, yes.
Yeah, so that's kind of more of a neutral spine. Your spine's kind of staying this way and doing this rather than tipping so much, yeah? Hips and shoulders are kind of all moving on sort of on top of each other kind of thing, yeah? And then as you move through there, that's good there. And then, so you do all these movements there, side to side. And as you blend in the arm movement there, good. So that's the movement there. Before the club starts coming down, there's that little sort of trigger and just bump to get the arms going. And then you come back, that would be kind of impact here. Torso now is in a nice sort of over that left side. The right leg now is moving in. And you could see if that left arm was kind of here somewhere, the right arm could at least reach the club. If you're back here on the right side and the hips are fired forward, your left arm just can't stay straight. Because if it does extend, your right arm's like, can't keep up. So your left arm has to do the bending just to kind of keep hold the golf club. Otherwise you just throw the golf club, or you'd be holding it in one hand, which is not going to be ideal. So to do all that kind of practice, so that's that pre-stuff. There's the stuff we can kind of do at home. Again, in front of a mirror. So just so you know what you're doing, start off with that. Okay, just get the and then put the twist in there, and then you got the twist there. That's the movement there. Yeah, there's no unwinding of the body. Okay, get that movement going. Okay, and then you get to a golf club. Okay, so we'll see the twist. There's that. But so, no, see that? See there? Because you've gone up as you've gone back here. Now you try and there's no way you could turn that way and that way, because you've just risen up. So the first thing you got to do is I got to get back down to the golf ball. So as you start going back down, you come down. Where's your left hip going to go? Now you're here. Like, well, hang on. How do I get to my left side? Your left arm's got nowhere to go apart from sort of bend. And again, finished in a great position there. But you know how we kind of get through that. You got to do it a lot slower. Then you put the ball in the way. Okay. Do we get there's that pop up, there she goes. We mentioned on the golf course a few months about that rising up, yeah? And then now to try and get back to you. To be fair there, you actually did start trying to trigger it first, but because you can't get back down to the golf ball, you didn't get back down low enough, so you slightly topped it. Hands there, you can see a bit behind the ball there, and then through to that follow through position. So it's working on that body movement. That's going to be the key thing. Your arms will then cut, no, basically, just try and feel you get a bit of a a bounce enough.
Bounce
That's why.
there, but not bouncing up when I.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key thing. But I think because you know that you've said in the past, oh, I'm hopping or bopping or whatever it may be, you almost think, okay, I can't now go up, so I'm going to be so locked now with everything. I'm just going to, and now you can't turn. So if you can't turn, where'd you go? You're going to make some awkward turning motions, okay? And like I said, when I was doing that thing on the range with Ellis, my son, just tapping my feet there, it's just so I get light on my feet. I don't want to be sort of sinking into the ground and get solid, because now the mobility's gone, yeah? If you feel like your legs are heavy and you're sort of stuck in the ground, no good. So getting that fun, that movement there now, there's no pressure in the ground really at all. You're not pushing it in the ground, it's just the weight shift is moving that shift back and forth from left to right, yeah? And then you put that turn with that, okay? So you kind of get that, there you go, that's good, there you go, that's it. So it's movement that you can certainly make at this speed without a stick in your hand, yeah? It's doing that movement. Exactly, yes. We'll add the stick in your hand and then we'll add the speed to it, okay? But if we can, honestly, if you can practice this movement here now, and we'll sort of keep checking that if you come on the sort of sessions on the groups with the ladies and stuff, just keep this movement here up and down, getting side to side motion. And again, you'll find instinctively you want to try and help the turn and you'll go this way, yeah? If you've got this, now you come down. Because your spine's leaning too much this way, when the spine comes down, it does that. Yes. And now you're stuck here. Where do you go? Okay. You've got nowhere to go. Don't try and help. Yeah, just get that turn there and get that motion here now so you feel nice and light on the feet, just turning and twisting side to side, yeah? Okie dokie?
Yes, lovely.
Excellent.